started this live stream right at the extent, which is a little bit questionable. Where it's at, the video feed is cut out. But in theory, it should return home. I guess that's what the theme of this live stream is going to be today. Does it return home? That is the question. I still have enough information for my controller to think that it's lined up with it correctly. We'll see. Oh, and here it is. Turn flat home. I'm going to share this with a few people. There it is. So it got home and it's circling overhead. Let's go ahead and get back to it. Woo! 56 battery left. You can just barely hear it. There it is. Woo! Grab some altitude. Should max out at about 150, which isn't terribly high, but it's high enough. You might wonder why I know it's probably windy as far as this audio, and I apologize, but I'm heading into the wind so that as the battery gets low, I don't have to worry about fighting wind to get back over here. That's why I'm kind of exploring this area. Cool. Everything good, babe? Alright. Let's see what that island affair is over there. Alright, I'm gonna give it some throttle. Seeing as I'm going into the wind. Chopping up a little bit. Probably have some interference with some of the electrical over there. I'm still heading in on my target though. Oh, there's a cool smokestack over there from, looks like maybe a quarry or some factory. I think I see a lighthouse maybe. Up. So cut out. I'm gonna go ahead and just have it turn around at that point. So I'm kind of low where I launched from, so my distance isn't amazing. This is another test of the return home feature. It either got my return home button press, or once it's out of communication with me for, I believe it's 10 seconds the way I have it set up right now, it should automatically return home. So we will see. The recording numbers look kind of messed up in the top though. That's an interesting bug. Yep, and here we come back. So it automatically put us back in goggles view, which is kind of cool. For those of you who have Google Cardboard, stuff like that, you could use that in this view to virtual reality this stuff. I'll go ahead and cross sideways here. Thousands of feet above it, I see a plane, a real plane. Kind of cool. Now this is fly-by-wire. So what it's doing is I'm telling it what bearing. Basically, my inputs are changing the bearing, and the computer within it is going ahead and making the calculations to try to stay on that course. So that's why you see sometimes when I'm flying along, I start to crab a little bit, very much like a big plane would do in a crosswind landing. And that's because the plane is calculating the angle and thrust it's needing to stay on my bearing. So it's kind of like I'm strafing a little bit, which is kind of cool. So and I think I'm gonna go ahead and bring it on in. Kind of done as much flying as I need to. Just wanted to check it out. The wind's here a little bit, so drop some altitude. Angel on final. Beautiful. Not nearly as much walking as before. There's enough wind for me to cut off the engine early, or at least tell it that I wanted to land early, and then allowed me to go ahead and just go into the breeze and then bring it on in. So I hope you guys all enjoyed the live stream. I may do some other drone flying here in a moment.